Hey, it's me, Monte. Welcome back. For those of you that are coming back, thanks for coming back. And for those of you just showing up, hi, my name is Monte. I am a first grade teacher in Southern California, and this is my vlog. It is Monday, the 27th. It is Read Across America week. I do not have a read out loud because we're going to do like a book a day. I was supposed to have a parent come in, but she messaged last night saying that her kid was sick and so they weren't going to come in. So she was going to reschedule for later this week when her kid felt better. Understandable. That means this morning I had to get something together and copied for today. I'm doing the Lorax because I like the Lorax. The kids are really stuck on, oh, that's a movie. No, it's a book. A book came first, honey. So what are we doing with Lorax? We watched, there's an animated read out loud, so we watched that. It's about 11 minutes. After we did that, we did a cause and effect, which was what our learning objective, our lesson for our comprehension skill was like 2 weeks ago, and we also did it last week with Nobody Hugs a Cactus. We also did cause and effect, and so it was cause and effect to go with pretty much like what happened because of all this pollution that was happening. You know, the bears, they're not bears, but I forgot what their names were. We put bears, and they weren't birds, or they were birds, but they had a special name in the fish. And so they all ended up leaving because their homes were getting polluted. So that was our cause and effect. So we connected it to learning. We connected it to our reading comprehension from a couple of weeks ago, cause and effect. And then just for fun, it's a mystery picture, but they all knew what it was. And so they just have to match the numbers with the colors, and then once they're finished, it's a Lorax. And it really depends on how well they color. Some of them just like circle, 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 so it really doesn't look like the Lorax, where other ones, they take their time. What else do I have that goes with the Lorax? We're going to do some writing with it. So this one says, I am, and they'll put their name. I speak for the trees. I can hop a world by. And so they're going to write a couple of sentences about how we can help our world. We're going to come up with a list on the board, and then they'll just like copy 3 on this paper. So there's going to be some writing to go with it. And then when they leave, they will leave with a mustache. So they're going to color it yellow. They're going to cut it out. And then when they leave, I'm going to give them a little piece of tape to put right there. And then they will tape, or they'll try to tape the mustache. I think last year, they put tape on their nose and it just hung over their nose. And we'll take a picture, and this is how they'll leave. They'll leave with this here. Besides that, that's like our fun. Besides that, we are on for week 1, taking a quick look at it. It's going over long A, but with AI and AY. So that is my vowel team that we're going to go over this week. And it's going over sequencing again. Last week went over sequencing. This week's going over sequencing again. And we're using folk tales. So like a story of how, I think the bat got its wings and how something got its tail. A tale of a tale. It's like how the beaver got its tail, I think was the other folk tale. And so we're going to read those and put them in sequence. And then long A with those vowel pairs. And then we are going over ABC order and was and were. So those are our learning targets this week. I'm also going to pull in, since we have to do informational writing, since our second story is on bats, we're going to read about bats and we're going to write facts about bats. And so that way at the end of the week, we can write about bats. And so we're going to do that. I think today I'll look for something on Epic about beavers. And then since our the first story is about beavers, so we'll do 2 days of looking for information on beavers. And then on Wednesday, we will write about beavers. And then Thursday, Friday is about bats. Or Wednesday, Thursdays about bats. And so we'll look up information about bats, and then Friday we'll write about bats. And so I'm going to get into informational writings from this week. I'm going to look to see what our informational writing assessment is, to see if it's like a how-to paragraph or if it's a informational writing about like an animal or something. So I need to check that out before I spend too much time on one and then they test on the other. So that's what we're doing this week. So I pulled this out. My kids saw me pull out the new one, so they know we're changing books. I think from here on out, it's the hardcover book that they keep the rest of the year. So before I switch, they will grab their old small book. Before we listen to our new story, they will sit and then they were going to reread for 8 minutes their old small book. So that way they get one last chance of rereading stories that they already know, and then they'll turn them in and we'll switch and they'll get their brand new one. For centers, this is what we're going to do for centers. And it's what we always do. So there's pictures. I will read the words with them before I hand it to them, but it's going over the A sound. And then this is like a fill in the blank. I do pretty much the same. Like this is not usually front and back. It's usually something else front and back, but I always do this and I always do this. There's usually something else on the back, but that's what we're going to do today. So I usually do phonics, phonemic awareness, phonics, interactive read out loud, and then we have groups. And then I do my reading after. So it goes math, phonics, phonemic awareness, groups, and then it goes to reading, which is reading and then reading comprehension. So that's what I'm going to do for groups. And then I think today, I'm going to see if there's something on Lorax I can print, and then we'll do that. Tomorrow, I really didn't plan because I was hoping more parents would sign up for Read Across America things, but they didn't. I only have my one parent that did, which is fine. Some parents, they have to work too. I'm gonna go look through my books that I have not read and see if there's just like a quick activity that will go with the books. But that's what I'm gonna look for. So they're not gonna be all Dr. Seuss. There's gonna be different books that I have that I can connect an activity to go with it. That's like a really fast one and done. So that we're going to read it and then we'll do the activity or art craft and then we're going to be finished with it. So it's not going to be an interactive read out loud. It's just going to be an art activity or writing activity, something to go with the book. And then the next day we'll do something else. So that's what I'm going to look for. It's raining outside. It's rainy day schedule, our inclement weather schedule, because we also use it for when it gets Santa Ana-y and it's just too windy to go outside. I guess the kids will blow away. But we also use it for there. So it's inclement weather. But we're going to have 30 minutes. So I have about another 18 minutes before my lunch is over. And then I go grab my kids and then I give them 10 minutes inside they already doodled and chatted. So that's just them coloring and talking to each other. And then I play music during that time, like Kids Bop. And they like to get up and dance. And so they're either dancing or they're doodle and chatting. Since we already did that, we are going to do Epic. So they can use their iPads to do Epic, Lexia, or ST Math. And then I'll have music going on again. Actually, no, not this time because it's gonna get too loud. So this time around, they'll do Epic, Lexia, or ST Math in their seats. They are going to finish this if they want to, so they can use their time to do that. And then the last recess, I usually try to play a movie like I did on Friday, and then that'll carry over to our PE. I can do indoor something, silent ball, was it cat and mouse? But I think I'll just have them sit and we'll watch a movie. We'll watch Magic School Bus because it's educational. So I'm gonna eat my lunch. I'm going to listen to the rain because it's raining right now, and I'll see you after school. It's after school. Sorry, you're a little crooked like my life. Is that better? That's better. What did we do? We did everything I wanted to do except for the writing. Let me show you the Lorax writing, I Speak for the People. We didn't do that one because when we did our reading, I decided to do the writing that I usually do the second day, but we did that today. And so it was about how a beaver got its tail. So it was poofy before a tree fell on it, it turned flat. And then the son was explaining how his tail is perfect and wonderful now. So we wrote down how the beaver's tail, how Ray's tail was helpful. And then that was our writing that we did. So I didn't do the other writing. I'll do the other writing tomorrow. We read the Lorax, we did the mystery number for the Lorax, we did cause and effect with the Lorax, and then we made mustaches. That's our mustaches we made. I gave them a little piece of tape if they wanted it, and they put it right there so that way it stayed. And when they walked out with a Lorax mustache, and you hear the parents, "Aw," because they're first graders and everything they do is cute. So that's what we did. We came in, they finally did their bingo. So they got their 5 in a row. I gave them free time, but free time was Epic, Lexia, ST Math, Zern, and then I said if you want to draw, I will put Art Kids Hub on your iPad and you can follow them. A lot of kids decided to do that, so they came to me, they asked me, or they told me what they wanted to draw. So Art Kids Hub is like a family, it's a channel, and they do directive drawing. And so I put Art Kids Hub and then whatever they wanted. So like Hello Kitty, Pokemon's back, people. So we had a lot of Pokemon. Did he ever go away? Did it ever go away? I don't know. But it's back in my classroom. So a little Charizard, a lot of Charmanders, a lot of Pikachus were being asked to draw. So I did that. And so they sat and they were drawing. Pretty much ended up with almost half the class drawing at the end. And some of the other ones were doing Epic. That was my day. We did watch another Magic School Bus. It was on the water cycle, so it went perfect with today. If it rains tomorrow, they have one on storms, and so we'll watch that. That was my PE / recess. So we did that at the end. I'm gonna go. It's like 3:15. Well, maybe I'll stay a little bit and get some stuff ready for tomorrow. My high schooler doesn't get out until 4 o'clock from practice, so I have some time before I need to get there. So I'm gonna do that, and I think I'll see you on Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Welcome to Tuesday. It's the morning before all the craziness have started. What are we doing today? I printed, let's see what I printed for today. So I printed green eggs and ham stuff. We're going to do that on probably Thursday. But there's green eggs and ham stuff, and I still have the parent that said so she was coming. I'm sorry, it's Read Across America Week. That's right. So what I decided to do is we're going to do those shoes. It's a book about, kindness. So what I found, I'll have to link below. It says those shoes, and it says Jeremy. Jeremy was kind by. I can be kind by. Always throwing in kindness. Then I have a kindness sort that they're going to do. So this is going to be, I think before I read the story, or we listen to the story, and then we'll listen to the story on YouTube, and then we will do our other part to go with it. That way, if they can't think of ways to be kind, they have the sort to look at, and it also shows pictures with some words, and so they can also use those words in their writing. So we have that, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna have them decorate a shoe. This comes from like St. Nicholas Day, but I just cut off the St. Nicholas part, and so it's just a tennis shoe, just like the shoes that the shows in the book. So they're just gonna color the shoe and take it home and hopefully talk about to their parents about the story that they read, like why do you have a shoe? And then hopefully that opens up some conversation. Because if you ask your kids, what'd you do in school today? Nothing. How was school? Fine. So I always like to, if I can, like give a little message on Class Dojo saying, ask your kid about this, or today we did this, ask them about it. So that way there's more leading questions. If not, it turns into fine or nothing, or it turns into like Tattletale Fest. So we're going to do that. That's going to be my Read Across America book. In the morning, we do math. I just think they're a little bit more awake for math, and I like doing math in the morning. We're doing lesson 24. Objective is add a pair of 2-digit numbers when the ones digit have a sum less than or equal to 10. So we're adding 2-digit numbers. I showed my kids how to add 2-digit numbers, just the easy way, I guess I'll call it. This one's having them decompose the number and then bringing it all back together. We'll see how they do. Because again, a couple of lessons back when I tested on decomposing a number and putting it back together again, they didn't do very well. So this is going back to what they didn't know, and we're gonna add 2-digit numbers by decomposing them and then putting them back together. So they're gonna add the ones together. I take that back. They're going to decompose it into 10s and 1s. So 16 is 10 and 6 more. And then they're gonna add the big number with the 10s, and then they're gonna add the 1s in. We'll see how they do. I don't know. So that's math. That's my interactive read out loud, which isn't really interactive read out loud because I'm just doing one book a day. And so we're going to listen to those shoes, and then we'll get into our day 2 of unit 4. So I'm on unit 4, week 1. We're going over beavers. Yesterday we just listened to things about beavers, so I have this fact sheet. I don't know where it came from. It's inside my folder. And so we're going to draw a little beaver right there, and then we're going to put down 4 facts about beavers from what we heard from the book. And then today, I'm going to copy it front and back. And then today we are going to listen to another book about beavers and then write about beavers. So that's what we're going to do. And then tomorrow we will do bats, or tomorrow we'll write about beavers, but we're going to investigate, we're going to research bats for 2 days, and then on Friday we'll do bats. And so I'm going to use the same thing. So I'm going to copy that for our writing today. And that's what I have for today. So I'm going to go drink some coffee with my friends. I'm going to go make this copy, and I'll see you at lunchtime. It's lunch. We came in, we did our math. It was decomposing numbers to put them back together again. You've heard this before. 2 friends last time were able to do it. So last time I tested, only 2 friends were able to do it. I gave them 3 problems. Only 2 friends were able to do it. Okay, I know that. Today, we went over like 4 of them, and then they did 5. They did 1 by themselves. So the 5th one they did by themselves. I had 8 friends that were able to do it. In my lower group, I had 2 friends that were able to do it, and then the other 5 were in my higher group. So we'll see. I think tomorrow I'm going to get those 8 kids or 7 kids and put them in one group, and then I'll have the other ones that don't know how to do it. They will be all together because we still need to go over it. I'll see what lesson 26 is. There's 27 lessons in the module, so I'm almost done. I'm going to check the test to see what the test looks like, and then I have 2 days flex. So I'm going to check the test to see what the test has on it, and then use those flex days to probably going over the decomposing numbers. I'm going to go over the arrow method of adding, and then I think that's it. And so I have 2 days to mess with whatever I need to catch up on. That's what we did. We came in, we did our phonemic awareness. We listened to those shoes. They wrote down their Jeremy was kind by, and then how they could be kind. And when they finished, everybody got a shoe. That finished. I have 2 friends that haven't finished, so I'm waiting for them. Everyone else is working on their shoe. I told them to decorate it what they would like to wear, because the whole idea was like everybody was wanting those shoes because they were like the brand new shoes out, and all the kids wanted them and all the kids were buying them, but the kids that didn't have the money couldn't buy them. And so they were, they wanted those shoes, So I told them to decorate it how they would want. And so there's rainbow, there's designs on them. They're cutting them out, and we're going to put them on the door outside. They'll take them home, and hopefully they can talk about, what the book was about giving. The boy was kind, and he gave the shoes that really didn't fit him to another student that needed shoes. And so it was about giving and kindness. So they were doing that. They're not done, but when we come back in, we're going to do our phonics, which is going to be a 4-minute phonics going over AY, which makes the A sound. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to get into groups. For groups, if they're doing read to self or Lexia, they can finish their shoe and cut it out so I could put it on the door. Everyone else will be doing their word work or their writing, or when they finish, they'll do reading or Lexia. This morning, I only had 4 kids take AR tests, so that's the lowest I've ever had. But again, I don't push it. After that, let me see, we're doing ABC order. We've done it before. We are doing sequence of events to go with our reading. We're just going to use the paper from our practice book page that goes over first, then next, last. And then I did print for our informational writing on beavers. Right there, we're going to write beavers. And then we're just going to go through the book that I read yesterday and write down 4 facts. And then I'm going to read a new book today. This is the exact same thing on the other side. Then we're going to write 4 new facts about beavers on this side, and we'll save that for tomorrow for our writing. So that's going to be that. PE is going to be, last time we went into PE, we had volleyball, soccer balls. They're probably volleyballs, but I told my kids they could kick them. And then we had some paddle balls and hopscotch. And so I'm going to take those out again because we didn't, the kids wanted to switch, but I didn't give them time to switch. So I'm going to tell them, now is your switching time. So they'll get to pick whatever activity they want to do with their partner, and we'll do that for PE. It's cold outside. There is so much snow in the mountains and it's freezing, but we're gonna go out for a little bit and see how we do. If it's too cold, we'll just come back in. We have our reading for A Tale of Tales. I need to make sure, I'm just like giving myself a to-do list. I need to give out this. I sent a picture home yesterday. I talked about this, our 120th day of school is on this, the 3rd, or the 7th, sorry. And so they're gonna come with a baggie full of 120 things and they will count them out. So I need to give those out. I need that. I need groups, I need reading, I need our thing on beavers, PE, and that's my day. So we'll see what we get to. I'm gonna go to lunch. It's not peanut butter and jelly today, yay me. I feel feisty, so I'm gonna get a Coke from the Coke machine and I will see you after school. What did we do? We came in and we did our groups. They had extra ST math time because we were done early with the day. We worked on our informational writing. So this is just our facts. We did this one together. I opened the book that we read yesterday on Epic and I said, okay, what did we learn? And so then when someone told me that they chew bark, I flipped to that page and I showed them, okay, right, they chewed bark and then they build dams. I flipped to that page and showed they build dams. And then I said, okay, now on the back, it's the same thing. You are gonna look at Epic and you're gonna come up with your 4 facts by yourself. And so in the end, they're gonna have 8 facts. So 4 that we did together and then 4 that they had to look for by themselves. Tomorrow, we're going to do writing. So hopefully I can find a direct draw that goes with beavers. And then they're gonna pick 1 that we did together. So 1 fact we did together. And then they have their 4 facts they did by themselves. So we'll have a topic sentence and then they'll have 5 facts about beavers. So they'll have a 6-sentence paragraph about the animal. And then we'll also do this for bats. And so we're gonna read the story that goes with bats tomorrow. So we'll start reading about bats and then we'll fill out 1 side. And then on Thursday, they'll fill out the other side and then they will write about bats on Friday. So we did that. So tomorrow's the 1st. I have a parent that says that he can come in tomorrow at noon. So I have a reader. Hopefully the other mom doesn't message and say she can come in tomorrow because I'll have to tell her Thursday or Friday. But that's okay. So I have tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be green eggs and ham day. So I have all that set. I'm gonna do the yogurt with the green food coloring and then a vanilla wafer. So that way they can try it. I have a book that goes with like foods and colors. So it talks about green and it talks about peas and broccoli and some other things that are that color. And so it's just like a little reading booklet, a special book for their baggie. And then I have like a writing assignment that I'll show you guys tomorrow that has a spot for them to talk about a time that they tried a food that they didn't like or they didn't think they would like. And so then some kids are going to be like, oh, I liked it. And some kids are like, no, it's still gross. So I did that. So we're going to do that tomorrow. I have a dad coming in tomorrow and tomorrow's our short day. So tomorrow's going to be our green eggs and ham day. Thursday is going to be Dr. Seuss's birthday. So I'm going to do Cat in the Hat stuff on Thursday. And then Friday, I still have that mom that's going to come in. So we'll see when she comes in. If the mom doesn't come in Friday, I'll have to find another book to do. I think I'm going to do, I already did the bad seed and I've done sour grapes. I think I'm gonna do smart cookies. And so I'm gonna read smart cookie and then we're gonna write about how the kids are a smart cookie and then I'll bring a cookie. So that's my plan for Friday if my parent doesn't say, hey, I can come in. So we'll see. I'm gonna head out. I've done all I can do. Again, cricket. I've done all I can do. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna read my book. I'm gonna drink my soda. I'm gonna have some quiet Natalie time until my kid comes. And then I will head to the chaos that is my house, but it's okay. That's just how we are. Thanks for coming to my Tuesday. I'm glad you're here on my Monday, and I'll see you next time.